Hi, my name is Gibson, and I'm the co-owner and creator of the Personal Development School. This is your daily breakthrough video, and in this video, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the strengths of each of the attachment styles. So this is actually a recommendation that one of our students had in a webinar and said, talk about the strengths of the attachment styles. I want to know. I think we were talking about it in passing and it came up and I was like, that's a great idea for a video. Because we talk a lot about the challenges that each attachment style goes through and then how to reprogram them or how to understand one another's perspectives and wounds. But I thought it was about time to do a video just about some of the patterns of strengths that come with each of the attachment styles. So we will talk about specifically the 3 insecure attachment styles. Obviously the secure, actually I'll cover the secure in here too, why not? So before I dive into that, we have a coupon code available in the description box below for a discounted membership for 3, 6, and 12 months into the Personal Development School. And we have a full money back guarantee. So check that out, see what your thoughts are, and let's discuss the strengths. So first and foremost, really high level, we know that the securely attached individual, their strengths are that they tend to be stable and secure in relationships. They tend to trust, they tend to feel safe being vulnerable, they tend to be open to connection, they tend to be more understanding, they have a good capacity to empathize more than they sympathize, and they tend to have longer lasting relationships because a lot of the way they were parented established healthy patterns in the ways that they connect to others. So there's our secure strengths at a very high level. Our anxious, preoccupied attachment style individuals tend to be extremely charming and charismatic. And part of this comes from having to learn to try to find ways to connect with people to get one's needs met. And so what we'll often see is that the anxious, preoccupied individuals are very open-hearted, very loving, very compassionate, very sympathetic and empathetic, and very charming and very likable people. And they tend to be very warm when you first meet them. And they tend to make great friends and show up really consistently and really want to be there for people, which are just some really, really powerful and beautiful qualities. And our dismissive, avoidant individuals are often in their friendships very long lasting friends. They're very stable in their friendships. They really value them. They really can connect and show up there effectively. They're probably overall the most grounded of all the attachment styles. They're rooted, they're practical, they're often very intellectual and intelligent. And a big part of the reason that that takes place is because if we don't feel safe to be in your emotions all the time, well, often you want to go into your head. It will spend a lot of time in the intellectual faculties instead. And so many dismissive avoidants are very intellectual, very thoughtful. They tend to think before they speak. They tend to be, again, very practical, very rooted, very consistent. They very much value stability and security. And so they'll have really healthy patterns of things that stabilize them in their life. And often we'll see them be, in many cases, excellent in their work because they'll tend to push a lot of their energy there. And sometimes these are the inventors of the world, or sometimes these are the great scientists of the world or engineers, because a lot of consistency there combined with being very focused on like intellectual details can provide that output. And then our fearful avoidance we have, they sort of share those both sides. One of the most unique qualities I find about fearful avoidance right away is that they have the capacity to be very empathetic and sympathetic and really caring and really in that like loving, open-hearted kind of space. But they also have the capacity to be very analytical, very detail-oriented, sort of dig into things way beyond like the surface level of what we're used to seeing. So they have that side of being very intellectually aware as well as very emotionally aware a lot of the time. Fearful avoidants are also really great with human behavior. If you grew up in a household where you have to be hyper vigilant and read between the lines and all those different things, usually you're going to be an expert at reading people and noticing a whole bunch of different things. Fearful avoidants as well, like we said, they really don't hang out too much on the superficial levels a lot of times. They'll really go deep with things. They'll really research things to like the bottom rung of the ladder. They'll really push to like know and understand everything. They really value that clarity. And so really beautiful breakthroughs and awareness can be there. Fearful avoidance as well, if they're fairly grounded, can be very achievement oriented, can be very determined, very good at putting their blinders on in life and being like, I chose to do this thing and I'm gonna not stop until I get there. Extremely determined and really good under pressure as a general rule. Because if you had to grow up in an environment where you had to figure out things before those things were available to you, you sort of had to grow up really quickly, you'll usually be okay in high pressure situations. And a lot of fearful avoidance make excellent entrepreneurs because they value that novelty and they'll do a lot of research and make things happen with that determination. And that's sort of a nice combination of things for the typical fearful avoidant according to their needs. So these are just some of the strengths. I'm just going through it at a fairly high level with all of these. Otherwise, I would make full separate videos. But let me know any strengths that you notice about yourself and your attachment style. And please leave them in the comments below, or any other strengths we see about different attachment styles as well. I think it's important to touch on these things sometimes and to see what we can triple down on in terms of our strengths. And please like, share, and subscribe if you're getting a lot of value out of this channel. Thank you so much for being here and for watching, and I will see you in the next video.